Leo, what is going on? Welcome into the channel. So happy to have you here always. My name is Deborah, owner of Purusha Holistic Wellness, and this is another episode of Purusha Intuitive, where we're going to look at your energy for the next week via the tarot, astrology, or any channeled messages that come through. So let's get into it, Leo. Happy day. Happy February. We just moved into the month of February, and we're in Aquarius season. We've had a new moon in Aquarius. We're building up to the full moon. The energy feels good. We've also had a couple planets that were in retrograde. Uranus and Jupiter go direct. So there's a little bit more movement. There's a little more support in the astrology, and especially around things that we have been plugging away at for quite some time. Things that we've really been hoping to see the benefits pay off. I like how Mars is aspected today, which still is in retrograde, but Mars really governs our action potential. And it has the ability to, if you're being patient, if you're kind of waiting things out, really doing whatever due diligence you have to do around people, around situations, vetting what you're dealing with, etc., it's gonna pay off. Because not only have you gone through this period where you've been challenged in a way to like listen to your gut instincts, but also seeing the repercussions of like doing that and not doing that, right? The results that you get, the cause and effect, is what I'm hearing for you, Leo. So that's why I like to start off these readings with an energy cleansing, just set the tone, set the vibe for the reading. It's a good opportunity to cleanse out some of that limitation we might be coming into. It's also a good time to set your own intention as well. Especially if you've come into this reading with something on your heart, on your mind, that you would like Spirit to deliver messages around, definitely be open to receive. Give those over to Spirit, be open to receive. It's a great way to personalize these collective readings. I also do personal readings. I offer a variety of healing and wellness services. Readings are one of them. If you want me to look at your specific situation, or if you're looking for more of like a rebalancing of your mind, body, soul, I do energy healing as well as Ayurvedic consultations. When we are in alignment, then we are making choices that are in alignment with what we actually want, right? Which really helps. It helps to lead us to that space of happiness and fulfillment in our life and in the choices and the things we have going for ourselves. All right, Leo, all that info, if you're interested, if you vibe with my energy, definitely hit me up. All that info to get into contact with me is in the description box below. All right, let's get into it. I bless you with pure love and light. This is wild. Hold on a second. Pure love and grace. I'm going to start over. I bless you with pure love, pure light, pure source energy, pure love and grace. I release anything that is not for your highest and best. Any fears, doubts, insecurities, lack of worth, lack of value, pain, anger, frustration, impatience, overwhelm. Cleanse it and release it from our being so we may see and sense the messages clearly and help to make me a clear and open channel for the collective. Thank you, Father God, Spirit guides, guardian angels, Mama Love, Mama Love. All right, Leo, I'm hearing something stinks. Something stinks for you this week. Either you can smell someone's like shadiness, or just something about a situation, a person is just feeling really off to you. And I feel like you have to do a little bit more digging is what I'm hearing. It doesn't feel great because I feel like what you have maybe looked into, researched to date, etc., it's turning up no results is what I'm hearing. And maybe even feeling a little defeated at this point. But there is a reason why, you are sensing, feeling into something that needs justice, I think. That is a balancing of the playing field is what I'm hearing. Hierophant is about being committed to our purpose, right? Our purpose, what we're passionate about in life, what we have value in, etc. Following that order, that tradition that is present everywhere. Sometimes we have to be responsible, right? Sometimes we have to take responsibility. We have to do certain things in a certain way in order to yield certain results. It goes back to that cause and effect that I was talking about at the very beginning of the reading. And it does look like you are kind of taking some time to think things through, to evaluate. I feel like you're moving a little bit slow this week, which validates, again, that Mars energy that we're seeing. It is still in retrograde. It's in Cancer right now. So it is a very good opportunity to see, to sense, feel into the things that are going on around you that might seem a little bit amiss. When we're forced to slow down, right? That's what that value is. When we're forced to slow down, we end up seeing things a little bit more clearly. And I feel like that's what you're seeing. I feel like you're dealing with a situation where you are actually ascribing to that principle of the Hierophant, right? Like doing what you quote unquote should be doing. Following, dotting your I's, crossing your T's, etc. And it has been born out of a place where either things happen that forced you into it, that forced you to look at things a little bit more rationally and diplomatically. We're getting double confirmation on the Judgment. What this actually means. Relationships are in focus this week. Someone's having a really hard time with how something has played out. I feel like it's kind of tormenting them in a lot of ways. Even though they're trying to put on this air of like having it all together. But in reality, it's really eating away at them. It's eating away at them in a way that you probably don't even understand because the Judgment is in your blocked energy this week. And you're kind of like coming from this space of like respecting the relationship, respecting the dynamic, wanting to work together or trying to, right? Trying to meet this person halfway is what I'm seeing. Maybe you're not doing all the work, but you need some type of reciprocity. And things are coming to the surface. I feel like there are these quote unquote secrets being revealed, whether it's information that comes to you that brings that clarity to this dynamic or what you need to know. I feel like it's seeing things through a different lens. Or just someone telling you something, it's basically messages, communication. Sorry, I got lost in thought for a minute. Because it does look like things are changing, right? And the way that things are changing are going to be a little bit, here's the thing, I feel like this person knows, and I feel like they're also just like, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of anxiety with the unknown because they know it's going to change. And so I do feel like to some capacity, they're trying to figure out what their next steps are. It does look like this situation is really defeating them. But you need to take a break to some capacity, right? Like you're in a position where it's not so easily like you can't just execute something really quickly. You have to take your time. You have to think through, i.e. that Mars in retrograde. When you do, Mars is harmoniously aspected to Saturn right now. So it's that value of when you do take your time, it's gonna pay off. And I feel like this person's situation doesn't really like it because either you haven't done it this way before and it's scaring them, or they see the writing on the wall is what I'm hearing. You're taking your time with this. It doesn't really look like you're making any solid decisions this week, but you kind of know where you're headed. You know where you're headed. You have a very clear perspective, and maybe not divulging it to this person's situation, but it does look like, Leo, you're coming to the table with respect for, like I said, the dynamic, the partnership. And acknowledging that it has just been difficult. There has been a lot of struggle. There's been a lot of burden. And I feel like it's important to weigh this thing out, or wait this thing out and weigh this thing out. Both, right? Because there is this value of, again, confirmation, patience in the process. There still is more coming out. I feel like this is just all kind of slowly unfolding, or that's how it looks. It looks like you're getting some confirmations this week across the board. And then as you go within, and as more time passes, it's really going to highlight some of these things that you've turned a blind eye to. Not intentionally. Maybe this is why you're so willing to work together with this person, with this situation, giving them the benefit of the doubt. But at the same time, you know where things are headed for yourself. Whether it's short-lived, whether you can only give so much, whether you're interested in exploring your other options, other opportunities, but doing so in a way that feels honorable to everyone involved, right? I do get that sense. There's just been a lot of stress here, and I feel like you're ready to move on from that, Leo. It does look like you're making some level of peace. And the peace is coming through following order, following tradition, acknowledging that sometimes things just are the way they are. I heard that a lot this week, and it doesn't make it easy. And oftentimes it's a really bitter effing pill to swallow, right? Just understanding that sometimes things are what they are. They kind of suck. It's not working out how we wanted it. It's not what we thought it was, but there is always a way to move forward. There is always a way to find hope, light at the end of the tunnel. And oftentimes it does mean we have to go within to self-reflect, because whatever this person's situation participated in, they're feeling bad, they're feeling guilty at this point, and it's kind of causing a lot of struggle for them, a lot of struggle. And it's also been a deciding factor of how you're going to approach the relationship moving forward. Like I said, you already have within yourself your truth and how you want to approach this. It's just having, maybe not as simple as having that conversation, because I do feel like there is some looming stuff in the energy, things that need to be wrapped up is what I'm saying. Invert fear. So finding strength, finding courage. I hear there's a little bit of fear of the unknown, fear of how things are going to shake out, what to say, what not to say, how you want to approach X, Y, and Z. There's decisions that need to be made on the table. And I feel like here's the thing. You might not have all the answers right in this moment, Leo, but I am hearing this value of trust in the process, faith in the process. things will be revealed, right time, right space, right? Poised Stardust. I love that. The cards never lie. So such synchron, right? It's that value of things just like synchronistically lining up. And sometimes I see this happen a lot where it's like, something has to happen in order for this to happen. It's that domino effect, right? So until you don't do this, then this is, this is not going to happen, right? That type of vibe. So again, I feel like you have to make movements in your truth and what feels in alignment with you. Having courage, having faith, and trusting that spirit, universe, God, however you understand it, is going to deliver right place, right time, in love and death. Yeah, it's hard, right? It's hard. You're watching something change. We're all going through this, right, in the collective, because just as much as you're seeing change in this dynamic, right, so are they seeing change. And it's grief, it's mourning, it's difficult for everybody in their own way. Maybe not everyone's handling it in the best way, but there still is a way to just like honor, value what that person, what that relationship was in your life. Or what it used to be before you have to make these necessary changes. They're coming to head regardless, whether you want to avoid it or not. They're coming to head, and that's basically what this is saying, especially because things are balancing out a little bit more, right? So it's opening the door, it's opening the path for this to manifest. So to be continued, Leo. I feel like there's more to this story. Thank you so much for your time, energy, always. I hope you found messages that resonated for you here. I would love to hear. Definitely drop comments below if it did, or just connect with you, share in a little love, little TLC. I super appreciate all the love and support always to the channel. Know that I'm sending it back your way.